Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin, getting back into season three of The Sopranos. Yeah, it felt like Nancy Marchand had a pretty abrupt departure from the show last episode, and people did let me know that she did, in fact, pass away. Now, I didn't realize that it had happened between seasons 2 and 3 during the hiatus. So her scene in the last episode was kind of cribbed together. I don't know if it was CG or just clips that they managed to splice together from earlier in the show. Things that hit the cutting room floor or that we actually saw, whatever. She was obviously repeating some of her previous lines, but she also did that a lot, right? I wish the Lord would take me right now. Stuff like that. It's a. I'm not sure about the choice to do that. Like, I didn't catch it. I didn't pick up on the fact that this wasn't an actual interaction at all. It was done really well. I'd say much better than like Jeff Garland's absence from the Goldbergs, which was super awkward in the later seasons when they took him off the show and shot him at different times from the rest of the cast with stand-ins. This was done better than that. Obviously, I was completely fooled. But looking back on the fact that she had passed, I don't know if it was necessary. I feel like that was a conversation that could have happened either over the phone or not at all. Like they could have just had that, the conversation about the upcoming trial, and then just, by the way, she passed. So I don't know. I'm never a big fan of inserting people posthumously into work. Obviously, there are worse ways of doing this. The using CG to put characters who have died or actors who have died into movies, into new productions. Um, Peter Cushing in one of the Star Wars movies, I recall, and anyway, Princess Leia. It's been done a lot. I think Joe watched Alien Romulus, which I haven't seen yet, and said that they did the same thing for Ian Holm, kind of hit a CG version of him in the movie. I think that sucks. Don't do that. Just recast or eliminate the scene. This obviously wasn't as egregious as that, but just wanted to say, real loss. She was so good on this show, perfectly cast, and that was not an easy role to play. Right? She had to be manipulative and detestable, and you had to hate this guy's elderly mother, but she had to do it in a way that wasn't cartoonish or chewing the scenery. Really, it had to feel earned. It had to feel real, and she walked that tightrope so well. So incredible loss to the world, the acting community, and of the show. So Nancy Marchand, you shall be missed. We do want to go and get started here. I do want to go and thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us, and give a shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balash Fuldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Richard Wilkinson, Suida Gundavarapu, Torgir Linkstad, Weird Magic, and Where Panda 47. Thanks, guys. Really glad you're here with us. If you would like to see a full length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or we're currently watching, please check out the link to the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The Sopranos, we are at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon, and we're on YouTube. So if you watch the YouTube edits and want to continue, you can do that on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see and hear me for copyright purposes. I'm kind of wondering, now that she's died and she was such an integral part of the show, the extent to which she's going to kind of hover over the show as far as like Tony dealing with it, everybody dealing with it. Also, you can't forget that Janice is back and just as awful as ever. Greedy, selfish, manipulative. In a way, it's almost like Livia never left. Okay, Joe Pantoliano is in the cast list now, so he's going to be around for a while, which I kind of figured he was. We have not spent much time with Christopher in the last several episodes, basically since he tried to go Hollywood.
All right. I'll be there.
Chrissy!
Yeah.
He told me to look sharp and meet him at Modell's in half an hour. He told me to shine my shoes.
Oh my god.
This is where he gets made. Is that what they call it?
So now can we get out of here? You know? Get a big loft, maybe?
You're giving notice today.
You wish. I love you, Christopher.
You better.
You can do better.
I don't know. You getting called like this and going off all happy.
Leaving her home? Yeah.
I'm worried, that's all.
Oh.
You've seen too many movies.
Thinking about Goodfellas specifically, right? No spoilers, but stay out of empty lodges.
No. Right up front. Where we going? You look good.
He's nervous about it, too. Right up front. That's never a good thing in these movies.
Oh, here he is. So this is it.
Well, that's funny because it looks a lot like the place. It's lit the same from Goodfellas. If you've seen Goodfellas, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. Except this time there's a room full of people here, so it's okay.
His family comes before everything else. Everything. Before your wife and your children and your mother and your father.
That's gross. Sorry.
It doesn't matter if it's with somebody here or on the outside. You bring it to him, he'll solve it.
God, this almost feels like more of a warning than anything else.
That's St. Peter, my family saint. Now, as that card burns, so may your soul burn in hell if you betray your friends and the family.
Oh, God, this is just a warning, isn't it?
May I burn in hell
May I burn in hell.
if I betray my friends.
If I betray my friends.
Who's the other guy? I didn't recognize him. It's also getting made. I feel like that bird was a warning.
You're a made guy now. It's your turn to make some real money, and I get to relax a little. I gotta get something out of this. But $6 grand, that could be a lot or a little.
Yeah, that's really true.
So, you feeling okay?
Oh, you mean about my mother? Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Oh, they're still on that line.
You gotta take care of yourself. It's your health.
Yeah.
Is the psychiatrist helping?
Oh, you know about that too?
So what? There's no stigmata these days. Be a better friend to yourself.
I will. I appreciate your concern, really.
I would be uncomfortable with it being out there, too. Stigmata or no.
Is that your so-called fiancé?
He's 19, actually, and he can go all night.
Well, Janice sucks.
When are you going back to Seattle, Janice?
It depends on how long it takes to settle Ma's estate.
Just a house, isn't it?
Sad, isn't it? What it all comes down to.
Janice, you know how much we love you. And you know how much we love having you around.
I just don't want to push Svetlana out.
Yeah, well, I talked to her. She's moving out tomorrow, maybe the next day.
Wow, she really did just take her over.
I better go pack.
Why don't you clean up your mess? Christopher bought himself a new SUV.
Take away Tony Soprano, he's a zero with shoes.
Yeah, but he's wearing a stripe now.
My Uncle Richie was gonna...
Yeah, but he never did.
Yeah. Richie was going to kill him, wasn't he?
Congratulations.
This whole Richie thing is still going to be a problem, isn't it?
Yo, it was good talking to you, Chris. Keep thinking on mine.
I want to sound like an but I really can't be seen in a place like this.
Medication to treat the depression, psychotherapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy.
That third one's the one I'm interested in.
This latest incident for starters.
All right. Fine. My daughter brought home a black.
Yeah, so he's being racist.
They were on the couch, watching TV, snuggling.
That's it. A mixed race kid was in my house.
She went upstairs, and I had a frank conversation with Buckwheat.
God.
Went into the kitchen to fix a sandwich. I opened the cabinet. I saw a box of Uncle Ben's rice.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
I see. The rice logo. The panic attack with ducks? As I remember it, you were grilling meat, weren't you?
A memory on you.
The connection between your anxiety attacks and meat.
Right. What was it again?
She just talked about focus, and then that happened. That's funny.
Hey, AJ. Cheerleaders, any hotties, huh?
There's no cheerleaders for freshman ball.
God.
You want to talk to your father? He's outside.
Burning a cross?
Well, I'm not sure I know what you're driving at, but I know that now is not the proper time.
I know.
Jackie, where are you?
I can't make it.
We're all waiting. You promised.
It.
Oh,
The way he talks to me.
yeah.
You know what? I'll bring it up to Tony. Maybe he'll sit him down for a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, that'll go well.
What time is it?
That's almost all of it. Warren probably told you about Oregon, USC.
You're right. Yeah.
It's $4,000 there, Paulie. I'll have the other two in a couple of days.
I thought I made myself clear.
College ball. But I learned a valuable lesson.
Not valuable enough.
And don't get me to like you. I'm not the one with the short bag.
That's true. Is Christopher going to do something stupid to make up money here because he's not doing a good job with the bookies?
But hey, if they're closer to us than we were with our parents, that's such a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a great point.
What time is it?
I'm here, aren't I? Out of respect to my father.
You lose the sunglasses, man.
Lose the glasses.
I knew this was going to come up.
I'm going to say a few things. I'm going to say some bad words. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I clipped your uncle. On the one hand, you'd be a shit to believe me when I told you I didn't do it.
It's true.
Your uncle was a rat, and now he's in the witness protection program.
This part's not true.
You think I'm the only one that knows this about Richie? You ask anybody.
You're doing a good job selling this lie.
I was even thinking maybe osteopathy. But I don't think I have the grades for that even.
Well, you're not going to drop out of Rutgers, are you?
Well, he did.
He never wanted this life for you. And I'll tell you something. I don't want it for my son either.
Good. I mean, good.
4th and 3, and this shit Drew's going for it? With that offensive line? Where's my kid still sitting on a bench?
They all get to play one quarter.
Pacillo! In for Posado.
Hey, Pacino played already. Put my kid in.
Defense 41 stack.
AJ! Stick him, baby! Stick him up!
Hold it!
Up, everybody up. Wait, get up.
Nice. I love the slow-mo of this. It's a nice moment.
Hey! It's my son.
Oh my God.
The defensive lineman, you gotta have leverage and you gotta have footwork. I remember staying after practice every day, hitting that sled till my shoulder was raw.
Yeah, James Gandolfini's not a small man.
Want to play some Nintendo? You and me?
Well, right. Play Nintendo.
Come on, Tony. He wants to hang out with you.
Anthony, the potatoes?
Oh, man.
You were sitting right there. You said either Harvard or West Point.
No way I'd ever have said that. I could never get in.
It's not easy to get into West Point or Harvard.
She's not here to ask.
I know. I'm sorry. It just, this is an emotional issue for me.
It's a financial issue for her.
I could make you understand how much those records mean to me. Just promise me you'll sleep on it.
I mean, Janice literally said how much they're worth, or they were, how much they're worth at the funeral.
Why don't you get rid of that stupid Range Rover, which you shouldn't have even bought if you couldn't afford it? Ow!
Whoa. Oh my God. Janice.
Janice! Janice! Janice!
Call Tony right now.
Чтоб ты сгорела заживо!
Well, now you're never getting the records. But she called him.
Hello, Tony. How have you been?
Aw.
I have lost it weight. Cannot wear it no more. Only an hour, then starts to hurt.
I'm getting married. Did you know?
For you.
Wish you all the best.
She put into my Sprite 3 halcyons.
I miss you so much.
Aw.
Plus, calfskin boot. Can a skull.
You don't even want to talk to me anymore.
Слушай, а как там тетя Тони из Перми? Как она поживает?
Я разговаривала с дядей Мишей, помнишь его?
Oh, he's gonna eat. Is this gonna be another thing with the meat?
Someplace we could talk in private?
I'm kind of busy.
Gonna call.
They cast these guys really well, especially Junior.
So, what were you gonna call me about?
I don't got it.
Yeah, that was coming.
Your wife's weekly order's all ready. There's got to be $30 worth of meat there. Gabagool, chops, and a beautiful standing roast.
You gonna backtalk me now?
I don't think that was back talk.
What, your father never cut off anybody's pinky?
That's traumatic for anyone to witness, much less an 11-year-old.
I didn't witness it.
Dinner's ready.
You know, I've never actually watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I obviously recognize the song.
A lot of boys your age would have run like a little girl. But you stayed.
This is where he gets this crap.
So I put food on the table. You should never gamble, Anthony.
Is Tony much of a gambler? I know he plays cards.
Let this be a lesson to you. A man honors his debts.
Kind of making me think of the bust out on Davy. So are we kind of transitioning for the impact that Livia had on Tony now to more of what, now that she's gone, to more of what his dad did?
Take my arms. I'll never use.
Tony never had a chance to grow up to be a decent person.
Johnny, let's eat while it's still hot.
You bet, baby. The lady loves her meat.
Oh my God! This is so good. So that's how yeah.
4 stitches.
How the meat is triggering.
I don't want to know. I don't even want to think about any of this shit.
I'm sure it was too much for you then, too.
Yeah.
Not only your mother and father's sexuality, but also the violence and blood so closely connected to the food you were about to eat.
This is layered.
All this from a slice of gabagool.
Kinda like Proust's Madeleines.
What?
Well, you should read that. I am not.
Unleashed a tide of memories of his childhood and ultimately of his entire life.
This sounds very gay.
God, man.
Understanding root causes will make you less vulnerable to future episodes.
My head is swimming here.
Yeah,
Hey, we're watching the game.
So I like going to the city. I can catch the game in the car.
It's nice he wants to visit his sister.
Yes.
You're right. I'll get my shoes.
Why don't you watch your game, Tone?
What, I shouldn't go now?
She doesn't want to see you.
This is about Sambo, right?
Oh my God. You have to stop.
But if you want to make a big scene at your daughter's new college, then comb your hair and come right along. Embarrass her.
I'll probably watch the game.
Yeah, that's the best.
Go for the touchdown. I need another 5 points to cover the spread.
I don't know a lot about being a bookie, obviously, but I do know the big agencies, firms will lay off money when the action gets too high in one direction, minimizing risk.
Anthony, would you go downstairs and wait for me? I would like to talk to your sister.
Oh, I know what he said.
Go.
I'm always being sentimental. Why do I bother going anymore?
AJ's going on.
Well, believe what you
Called
like.
Noah things that are so disgusting and ugly, I can't even repeat it.
Just look at it and punch his lights out.
Look, shut up, man.
Noah, I'm sure you must know what I'm talking about. Coming from a racially mixed marriage, I'm sure that's been a difficult burden to shoulder.
Don't slam his family background.
Oh my God.
Noah, would you excuse us a moment? I would like a word with my daughter.
I'm not going anywhere unless she wants me to.
Oh my God, Noah.
It's okay, I'll be up in a little while.
You know, Tony is in the wrong, but Noah is doing this very poorly. All the self-righteousness is going to do is just build a bigger wall. I wish people were better at this. All people.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I know that anything I say to you or your father will just fuel this.
That's probably true.
We're going to Litchfield, Connecticut, to the weekend home of some friends of Noah's parents, who work at NBC.
She did want to fight. She was trying to get a rise out of her mom.
Yeah, but Hegel is talking right here about using art is not.
Oh, this is not Anthony's scene at all.
If you see some karmic connection between your taking my mother's records and the disappearance of your leg, wow.
I hate Janice so much.
Well, you better hope you have all your shit out of here, because I'm calling the locksmith.
I don't know how Janice's story ends on this show, but I'd be okay if it wasn't great.
Pretty soon, before you know it, you'll be heading off to college yourself.
I don't think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that was not his scene at all.
I don't want to talk about it right now. There's so many people there. They're all smarter than me. It's a bunch of freaks.
Well, you don't have to go to Columbia.
But you're not excused. You're punished.
He's all right.
I'm quite surprised Tony didn't talk to everyone else about staying away from Jackie Jr.
Hey, what's going on? You? Shut up! Shut up! You say one word on that thing and you're dead!
Oh my God. Did he pee himself?
Hit it!
I hope nobody got shot there. I couldn't really tell, but it didn't look like the guard got shot.
Yeah, well, wait till he hears the policy on newly made guys. They're subject to strip search for wires and
Oh, God.
He had augment this kick this week with a stick-up out at Rutgers. Little Jackie put him on there.
Yeah, how have you guys not talked about this?
He had something to do with this thing in the papers?
Don't worry. Junior was only the wheelman.
I specifically told Christopher to leave the kid the
We did tell Christopher.
And that's why I'm naming him defensive captain.
See you, Anthony.
All right. So let's hit those showers, one thought in mind. Soprano.
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm assuming that there's a triggering incident from earlier in the show where Anthony Jr. is connected and made him have a similar panic attack to Tony's. I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to think about it. Like, okay, what did he witness before that? Maybe the promotion talk, the ranking thing, being a defensive captain, kind of like being made himself. I'm kind of curious if that's where we're going with that. It's definitely an apple not falling far from the tree kind of situation. Yeah, it's good to get back to Janice being a terrible human being. I don't know how all this shakes out. I'm assuming that Tony is going to reconnect with Janice at some point about the leg. He seems to be invested in that, to his annoyance, but definitely so. Big strides with Tony in therapy in terms of like connecting the physical relationship between his parents with the violence and the meat. It's all kind of muddled together in his head as far as like triggering events. Given all of the other aspects of Tony's broken personality, I'm kind of curious. And Dr. Melfi's saying, the 3 prongs of his of treatment form would include like behavior modification, which I'm assuming with his sort of sociopathy that's kind of the only way you can really treat it, right? You're not going to get better with the hard wiring that you have. You're just going to have to work on your behaviors, your triggers, and the way you respond to them. Sort of outside in building. I'm really excited to see how all this shakes out in terms of the psychology of it, while of course the violence of the show continues to play out. This is a really promising start to this season. They're really delving a lot deeper into the character of Tony, and given when this show is taking place, or it was filmed, so I'm thinking 2001-ish for season 3 is when this was made. That you can really see a lot of like Walter White and Don Draper sort of mind from Tony. Like, we really get into the why is this man like this? What are his tragic flaws? What's going to be his downfall? Because it always is. Where is the stuff that he can't by pure force of will work past? I'm really hoping we get a lot of those answers this season, because this is absolutely fascinating. I appreciate it, guys. I will catch you on the next one.